Oh my god, a wild novice appeared. Yep, I went ahead and deleted one of my old WoTE characters that I literally paid to transfer to this account. It had weight limit and everything on it, color change, all that stuff. And I am never going to use it again. And I was originally just keeping it around because I had some good times on the character, but I decided that I wanted to make something different. So we are making a Warlock, and this is on my main account. We got the RK on here, got a Shadow Chaser that I'm going to make some videos on later, got a Monk that I'm going to get to Shura one day. This was my first character. It's not gonna, it's gonna stay a Monk for a long time. We got the Royal Guard that everybody really loved, and we have just some other alts. This was supply chain management was used in one of my genetic videos to demonstrate a low level gear setup. Probably going to delete that because I already have like 12 genetics, so we'll go around eventually. But I wanted to make something that I've never made before, so we have Hardcastle McCormick. And this is not actually spelled Hardcastle McCormick. It's capital I instead of an L, because we have the original Hardcastle McCormick, which was one of the strongest high wizards in pre-renewal that we had. It was instant cast through Beelzebub and Dark Lords, and it was just so strong. It had so much it would just like one shot everybody in WoW at the time, like long time ago. But it would just one man, you could basically hold a castle with it. And the name Hardcastle McCormick comes from a YouTube series called Wizard. I believe it's, if you look up Wizard People Dear Reader, it shows up, and it's basically a guy who did an abridged version of the first movie of Harry Potter, and in the first episode he refers to Professor McGonagall as Professor Hardcastle McCormick, and it was so hilarious to me. It's such a funny series. So we named our character after it all that time ago, and I want to make a Warlock for it. I mean, my friend Bean, who we was in videos before, we used to do Endless Tower and stuff like that, for the videos, but he made a Warlock, or he made Hardcastle into a Warlock and got it to 175, I believe. So he knows a lot more, or he probably still knows a lot more about Warlock than I do, and he hasn't played in forever. So yeah, so we're just gonna be making a Mage. So I'm just gonna get this initial stuff out of the way, and I'll come back once I'm a Mage, and I'll show some introductory leveling places probably. But in the meantime, I'm gonna cut over and we're gonna look at kind of what items we're going to look at for the build. In the end, we're going to learn a lot about Warlock because I know literally nothing about them. Alright, so here we are at the trusty old spreadsheet. This is where I'm going to look up some information about Warlocks and come to a conclusion of what I think we're going to look for in terms of gear, and then we're going to buy all that crap. We're going to buy it all. We're just going to be like, we're going to write a blank check to this Warlock, and we're just going to buy all the gear. I probably have most of it already, so it shouldn't be that expensive. Probably like maybe $5 bill extra compared to what I have already. Just to get like some of the stuff that I might not have, like survivor pieces here and there. I have like a bunch of survivor orbs from a box a while ago. I just randomly opened I think it was the Yggdrasil Ascension. I spent like 3,000 Kaffir points on 10 tickets, and I got like 5 survivor orbs. So, woohoo! But yeah, so this is kind of what we're looking at for the spreadsheet. Basically, I have a wish list here of items that I would like to have by the end of the build, and we want to check off as many of these boxes as we can. So we want 100% magic defense bypassing. We want instant cast if we can get it. At the very least, we want 100% variable cast time reduction. We want super high magic attack. We don't want our cast to be interrupted, and we want low after cast delay. So, to figure that out, or what other people are doing, we're going to look at ROPD. We searched by Warlock class and level 175, and then I just checked the equips box so we can see what everybody's using. And we're just going to go through like the first page of this because it's probably going to have at least one of everything that exists. So, looks like most people are doing the Survivor set with the Survivor's Rod and the Selene set. I believe this person is probably just swapping the Kieran Horn for the Agi up or something. Yeah, you can cast level 6 increase Agi, which I would just use a Guarana Candy, but some people would rather spend a couple hundred mil on Kieran Horns to swap the gear to Agi themselves up, which I think is a waste of time because you have to swap the gear, then you have to cast Agi up on yourself, and then you have to swap to something else when you could just press one button. So, I don't know, to each their own. So I'm not going to do that. I assume this person swaps back to a Selene's Brooch, but it looks like this is pretty much standard, where you're having the Selene's set and the Survivor's lower weapon, garment, and shoes. And then, of course, your shield's going to probably be Excellion or Mad Bunny Special. And this person's probably in the middle of their journey because half of these gears are terrible and half of them are pretty good. So, I'm pretty sure that hardly any of this stuff is the play. But it's not bad. It's workable. I think this looks good. Yeah. Nightmare Ancient Mummy, we're going to increase fire damage, and then the Fruit Palm increases fire damage as well. So that looks like this is a Crimson Rock build for sure because he's doing this. And you would go Quad KK and Mob Scarf, it looks like, because the Survivor's Orb increases damage with Earth and Lightning. Or wind, I guess, or Earth Drive and Chain Lightning. So I don't think I'm going to level with Chain Lightning or Earth Strain. I wouldn't think. Maybe Earth Strain. So it might be better to worry more about Crimson Rock damage. But I'm not sure. I think I know how they would sustain their HP, so HP leech is not a problem. I don't think that these... Do they stack? Yeah, they do stack. Okay. I don't think you need them to stack, though. Okay. So I'm going to do some research on the survival set and the Selene set, and I'm going to throw that into the spreadsheet, and we'll look at the benefits of both, and then we'll see what we would use for optimal builds, and I'll come back to that. Alright, so we are on Frontera Field, just getting some leveling out of the way, taking a break from all the spreadsheets, and just wanted to bring in on the leveling process a little bit more than in the past. As of recently, I've just been doing like end game guides and, you know, what your final build is going to be. And that's kind of what we're doing here, but just a little bit more of the development process and the learning process. So yeah, I just wanted to bring you in on this point, which is just we're going to get our basic levels out of the way and go become a mage. So now looking at the Mage job change quest, it's not even a quest anymore because they rehauled the Eden Academy, or the, not Eden Academy, the Islut Academy, and made it so that you can pretty much just instantly job change without doing a quest. Unfortunately, the NPC that does that for you also has a bugged dialogue. So we have this empty chat box just chilling here, and yeah, I mean, it's kind of annoying, but all I gotta do is relog, so just want to show you guys that we got Mage. Okay, and now we are in Payon Field and just getting some levels out of the way. We just basically did a lap around the map, one-shotting things with Lightning Bolt level 2 and Firebolt level 2. Surprisingly, the Shadow set gives us enough magic attack to be able to do that. So yeah, it's been pretty quick so far, especially with being VIP and having the leveling, early on leveling event going on. Basically, you have increased experience up to level 100, so the first part of the leveling process should be pretty quick for us. But yeah, after this, we just need to get Firebolt or Fireball level 5 or so, and we can go ahead and take on Sunken Ship. Alright, so in Sunken Ship, it's pretty straightforward. All we're doing is leveling with Fireball. We don't have too much in the way of gear right now, and the way that we're staying alive is I'm using an HP increase potion and an SP increase potion. Not that the SP increase potion is necessary, because I'm leveling so quickly I don't need SP recovery at all. And we could use the Warg Blood cocktail for damage, but leveling early on, clearly you don't need to have that. But yeah, so I'm just using the HP increase to boost my health, and then I'm using Mistela fruits that I had left over from my brewer, just to keep my HP topped off while I firebolt stuff. And unfortunately, we can't use the Survivor Circlet or Survivor Orb until we're level 50. And then around that time, we will be ready to do the Wizard job change quest. At level 56 is the level that you need to do Maneater Blossom Turn-In, so we'll at least get that, and then we'll do the Wizard quest. Alright, we are back to the spreadsheet for the last time, hopefully. I do want to go over the final gear sets that I think we'll be shooting for. This is subject to change by the end of the whole leveling process, but this is kind of what I think would be something to shoot for and some interesting things to try. So the two builds that I thought of were the standard one that most people are doing, which is the Survivor set plus Selene ribbon and Selene combo. And this is all the stuff that you get from it. You get 373 magic attack from all of the synergies here. You get 42% magic attack from all of the synergies there. You get 50% fixed cast time reduction. The variable cast time reduction, again, doesn't really matter that much. The magic defense bypass is 100%. After cast delay is 10%. So you're not really going to be able to spam stuff without magic strings, but that's probably fine. Then you got 50% damage to bosses, 40% damage to earth and wind monsters, and then you get stronger chain lightning, stronger earth strain, and a stronger life drain, which is good for sustaining HP. The build that I came up with on the side is the King of Spirit circlet at plus 10. This will give us 70% fixed cast time reduction. It will also give us 100% magic defense bypassing, which is something that we are looking for as well. So it checks both of those boxes. The magic attack ends up being superior if we do equals this times 1.42 for the magic attack percent. We end up getting about 850 magic attack with this whole setup, and with the Sunflower Boy setup, we get over 1,000 magic attack, so it's higher than this. And then on top of it being higher magic attack, we also get like 70, almost 70 int, whereas on this side I think you're only getting like 20 or so. So you get a lot more int, and it's a lot higher magic attack. And the way that that works is you have the Spirit King for magic defense bypass and the fixed cast time reduction. You have Sunglasses and Mob Scarf, that's giving 360 magic attack right there, which is already pretty much the entirety of the bonus for all of the Survivor gear. And then we have the Fallen Angel Wing, which is giving, I believe I want to say 25 for spell 7, and then 21 for spells 6 and 6. And then spell 5 gives a little bit of magic attack. These also are reducing the variable cast time, which again doesn't really matter, but technically the variable cast time is superior with this setup. I think this should probably be temporal int boots actually, because the temporal dex boots are only going to give us a half second off of our fixed cast time. And if we go 1 second minus 0.5 seconds, we have half a second left, and then 70% reduction in cast time from half a second isn't really going to be that big of a difference between just a 70% fixed cast time reduction flat without the temporal dex reduction. So I think it would probably be better to get more int. So this int amount would actually be a little bit higher. And then this would have spell 4 and runaway magic. Runaway magic with the temporal ring would give us 40 int. And then the dog tag plus Sunflower Boy would give us 24 int. So all in all, I believe Sunflower Boy also just gives 5 int on its own. So that's where the 69 int comes from. So it's just a really high amount. And then in Sunflower Boy, I assume you would put in 2 true Catherine Kieran cards in there for the Crimson Rock damage. And I'd be really interested to see with this kind of magic attack how big the difference is in damage between a quad KK Valk Knife and a double KK Sunflower, because almost nobody uses Sunflower Boy, and I'm wondering if it's really just that much worse. So that'd be something to look at, and I think this build would be pretty good. I'd be really interested to see how it works out compared to the standard one. I still have a feeling that the Selene ribbon set would be better for boss monsters and stuff, but for just like generally killing things, I'm really interested to see how much, because like the magic attack increase is just huge. But yeah, then an adaptation off of that build would be the Selene ribbon combo with the Paroka shoes and the Lacrima stick. This would be for leveling in like magma, because you can get Jack Frost to do just a ton of damage, especially with Icefall Dress. So we just go down there and Jack Frost, and this gives like 45%, or like 44. No, it's 4% per upgrade, so 4% times 15. I think that's 60% water damage. And then we get 50% magic defense bypassing with the Paroka shoes and 50% from the Magician Glove, and then the Selene combo as well, just for the magic attack. So I didn't put in the totals here, but I think this would be for a... I'd be interested to see how long you could use this build, how much you could one-shot with Jack Frost, because it's feasible that you could technically 100 to 175 with this build. But yeah, I think it's reasonable to test all of these out, and I'm excited to see how they turn out. Alright, big thanks to everybody for sticking around to the end. We are jumping into the wizard quest right now after hitting 56 in Sunken Ship, and just have the Survivor's Orb and the Survivor Circlet on, so making sure that we can just kill everything in here really easily. And I start off firebolting the Fen, and the lightning bolt does 4k damage, 1k per tick, with just a wizard, or a regular mage with like 3 items. It's so ridiculous. OCP is just a joke, honestly, but yeah, this is pretty easy. I mean, firebolting the big mobs and all that stuff. The fire room, of course. Firebolting. We do a little bit less damage without the Survivor Circlet, but from benefiting from like the wind and earth, but obviously we don't have a problem one-shotting anything. And there. See, this is kind of why I don't think you ever need to get like a firebolt higher than level 4, or like lightning bolt level 4. Like, really, you're never going to use it later on, and early on you can one-shot by like so much already that you don't even need to level it up. Like, we're just using level 1 bolt. We have uninterrupted cast time, so I don't know, it's just it's a lot easier than it could be if you didn't have gear, but honestly this quest isn't that hard in the first place, so just glad to get wizard out of the way, and next time we'll go ahead and do harpies, and we get to watch ourselves poof. Doo-doo. Job change. What an accomplishment. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Sorry it was so long, but hopefully you had fun and are excited for future ones.